So after years of collecting and analyzing quality proxy data all across North America at these Clovis sites, Dr. Richard Firestone and 25 co-authors, all respectful scientists and researchers in their field, minus maybe one, Mr. George Howard, who we'll get to here in a few minutes, felt like they had enough evidence now to support their hypothesis, and in 2007 they published the paper, Evidence for an Extraterrestrial Impact 12,900 years ago that contributed to the megafaunal extinctions and the Younger Dryas cooling event. I mean, that name says it all. Now remember, up until this point, it was a gradualistic hypothesis that was mostly supported. You know, over a long period of time, the ice sheets were melting, water was backing up, and then all at once it rushed into the North Atlantic, causing the Younger Dryas. And it was the savage band of Clovis people that raced across North America, killing 70% of all the mega mammals, right? So to have a group of scientists, like I said, 26 different scientists, to publish a paper that supports another hypothesis that had more of a catastrophic origin was a big deal, and they knew that, and that's why they made sure that they had all of their I's dotted and all of their T's crossed before they published this paper. It was kind of a big deal. Surprisingly, the initial response to this paper was pretty positive. You know, it was one of these hypotheses that checked off a lot of boxes, you know, filled in a lot of the blanks for a lot of people, general public, cultural studies, things like that. And so it really kind of picked up a lot of steam at first. Really, the only opponents were scientific members that were heavily invested in, like, Clovis first and uniformitarianism as being the culprit for most of these events. And of course, there was a lot of back and forth initially, which is to be expected. You know, with anything scientific like this, we would expect to see that. And so after some back and forth, things really kind of took a turn for the worse in around 2011, when some really heavy-hitting scientific skeptics got a hold of the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis and started doing everything they could to turn things around and to make it go away. In fact, in 2011, Pinter et al. Published a paper titled "The Younger Dryas Impact Hypothesis: A Requiem." You know, as if it's dead. Leave it alone. Don't talk about it anymore. And they couldn't be farther from the truth. So by 2016, it was obvious that there needed to be some support for the Younger Dryas impact hypothesis and the scientists that are working on this. And our good friend George Howard, mentioned earlier, was one of the co-founders of the Comet Research Group. And we will get more into that next.